Netanyahu vows to take Gaza, deal or no deal. Even if Hamas frees hostages and agrees to a truce, Israel's leader says the war won't stop until Hamas is destroyed. The IDF readies its assault on Gaza City, calling up tens of thousands of reservists. The UN warns of catastrophe. The question now, ceasefire or all-out conquest? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed on August 21st that Israel would move forward with a complete military takeover of Gaza, regardless of whether Hamas agrees to a ceasefire and hostage release deal. In an interview with Sky News Australia, Netanyahu confirmed that even if a truce is reached, Israel's goal remains the elimination of Hamas.
Israel was on the verge of completing this war. We're going to do that anyway. That there was never a question that we're not going to leave Hamas there. The war could end today if the terror group lays down its arms and releases the remaining 50 hostages, at least 20 of which are alive.
The interview was conducted earlier this week as reports swirled that Hamas was on the verge of accepting an American ceasefire proposal accepted in the past by Jerusalem. Hamas has since said it approved the proposal, yet Israel hasn't responded for at least 3 days. Netanyahu touted growing reports of anti-Hamas sentiment among Gazans, saying his goal, rather than the occupation of Gaza, was to free Gaza, free them from Hamas tyranny, free Israel and others from Hamas terrorism, give Gaza and Israel a different future. According to Hebrew media reports, Netanyahu will convene a security consultation with top military officials and a handful of top ministers to approve the IDF's plans to take over Gaza City. It is unclear whether the ministers will also discuss the phased hostage release deal proposal accepted by Hamas on August 18th, to which Israel has yet to formally respond. Meanwhile, widespread opposition from within Israel and international condemnation have not deterred Netanyahu from his plan to expand the Israeli military's operation in Gaza City. According to an Associated Press report citing an official who is known with the matter, Netanyahu is expected to give his final approval for the operation during a Security Cabinet meeting on August 21st. Netanyahu, as per Times of Israel, said he's ordered immediate negotiations for all Gaza hostages, while pushing a plan to seize Gaza City. He gave no details on the talks or Hamas's phased release proposal.
I instructed to begin immediate negotiations for the release of all our hostages and for ending the war under conditions acceptable to Israel.
The Israeli military, meanwhile, began calling medical officials and international organizations in the northern Gaza Strip to encourage them to evacuate the area ahead of the expanded operation. On August 21st, IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir said the military is pushing ahead with its plans to capture Gaza City during a visit to southern Gaza's Khan Yunis.
We call them only when needed. I am certain they will show up until the mission is completed. We are discussing with the political echelon the plans going forward and creating the best operational achievements on the battlefield in order to present them with the widest range of options. We are advancing with the efforts for action in Gaza City. We already have forces operating on the outskirts of the city, and additional forces will join them later. Our missions remain the release of the hostages and the defeat of Hamas. We will not rest and will not stop until we complete them. Achieving these missions is essential for our future and for our values as a society.
Earlier, on August 20th, the IDF said the military had begun preliminary operations and the first stages of the attack on Gaza City.
We are not waiting. We have begun the preliminary operations and the first stages of the attack on Gaza City, and already now IDF forces are holding the outskirts of Gaza City. We will deepen the attack on Hamas in Gaza City, a stronghold of governmental and military terror for the terrorist organization. We will intensify the strikes on the terror infrastructure above and below ground and sever the population's dependence on Hamas.
It comes the day after the military announced the call-up of 60,000 reservists and the extension of 20,000 reservists currently serving to support the expanded operation. Israeli troops are already operating in the city's Zeitoun neighborhood and in Jabaliya, a refugee camp in the northern Gaza Strip, to prepare the groundwork for the expanded operation, which could begin within days. Israeli soldiers and tanks were seen at Gaza's border area on August 18th as the Israeli government plans a ground offensive into Gaza's largest city. United Nations Secretary-General António Guterres on August 21st called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza after Israel announced the first steps of an operation to take over Gaza City. Guterres, speaking at a conference on African development, called on Israel to reverse a decision to expand illegal settlement construction in the West.
I must reiterate that it is vital to reach immediately a ceasefire in Gaza and the unconditional release of all hostages, and to avoid the massive deaths and destruction that a military operation against Gaza City would inevitably cause. The decision by the Israeli authorities to expand illegal settlement construction, which would divide the West Bank, must be reversed. All settlement construction is a violation of international law.